Hello and welcome to today's daily news report, as well as ongoing stimulus package information video. If you're a subscribed member of my community, then welcome back. And if you're not, consider subscribing right now so I can keep you up to date on what's going on in Washington, D.C., the next stimulus package, the U.S. economy. All right, now, we've spent $300 million a day in Afghanistan for 20 years. The entire world witnessed the U.S. military pullout. And now President Biden has authorized $64 million of taxpayer money be sent to Afghanistan's new leaders to help them transition. But guess what? The Taliban is saying the $85 billion of military equipment we left behind and the $64 million of taxpayer cash isn't enough. They're demanding more money from President Biden, and they just might get it. Now, the United Nations has announced that they will be sending the new government of Afghanistan $1 billion in cash. You guys, I'm not making this stuff up. You can go research it for yourself. They're literally giving them $1 billion as like a congratulations for becoming a new country. And we're going to send them $64 million of taxpayer money. But the big question is, what is the United States government going to do for United States citizens that pay their taxes? Now, I'm not going to answer that. You'll have to decide for yourself. But this was a big story trending in the news that I just had to bring to my community. All right, now what should be a slam dunk deal for Democrats that control the office of the president, the United States Senate, and the United States House of Representatives is proving to be a hard battle. Like, just be honest. Let me know in the comments. Didn't you think this would be a slam dunk deal? We'd all have a stimulus check and this thing would be done by now? I certainly did, right? But House Speaker Nancy Pelosi said bringing the $3.5 trillion stimulus bill to fruition is proving harder than she anticipated, and she isn't even fighting Republicans on this. Now, Pelosi says progressives will not bend on the $3.5 trillion price tag, and moderates are going to be hard to persuade because they can't see how this money helps the American people. If it doesn't help the people, then they say they can't justify the price tag. Now, Representative Jayapal said, if they are going to get Biden's agenda passed, they are going to need President Biden to be all in, meaning she doesn't think Biden is doing enough to push through Biden's agenda. Now, Senator Manchin said he doesn't know where the stimulus package will land, but it isn't going to land anywhere near $3.5 trillion if he has his way. Representative Jayapal said Senator Joe Manchin isn't the problem. Whoa, okay. He just likes attention, she says. The problem is all the Joe Manchins in the House of Representatives that they still need to be convinced, right? So Democrat House Majority Whip James Clyburn said he didn't realize how hard it was going to be to pass this bill in the House. There is no room for error, he says, and we must get everyone on board with the Biden agenda. Now, Clyburn pointed out what we've all been suspecting, that this mostly comes down to getting votes and not helping the people. He said, this bill is important because every member of the House is running for next year. And that getting this bill passed is important because 30% of the Senate is up for next year. So politicians need excellent talking points this coming season because people are starting to see through their loose promises. You guys, I'm not making this up. He literally said, it's important we pass this not because of the people, right? Now, President Clinton's former labor secretary, Robert Reich, weighed in on the stimulus package battle and said something very true and very scary, at least in my opinion. He said he believes Pelosi, Biden, and Schumer will be able to pull off Biden's agenda. This was the truth, right? But he said, I know this because between Biden and Pelosi, They have 80 years of experience in Washington, D.C. Now, that's the scary part to me. I think both political parties have members that have been serving for too long, right? Republicans and Democrats. Some of these people are lifelong servants, but they're just getting rich, right? They have very little real world experience. Most of them become political millionaires off government service, and it seems that they've lost touch with the real needs of their voters. Now, as of right now, few doubt this stimulus package will get passed using budget reconciliation. But as of right now, few really know what's in the package and how it helps American families. President Biden said today, it's time the super wealthy and large corporations pay their fair share of taxes. Now, the White House announced that later today, President Biden will be meeting with Senators Sinema and Manchin to hear their concerns and to get them recommitted to the Biden agenda. So there could be good news coming out of the White House tomorrow regarding this meeting, or it could be a bunch of the same stuff that we've been hearing all along. Either way, I'll be here to tell you what happens in that meeting. Now, Bernie Sanders said, at a time when the wealth of the richest 0.00001 of this country is at its highest level since the Gilded Age, yes, it is time the billionaire class pay their fair share of taxes. We all agree with you, Sanders. So make it happen, right? All right. Now, we know Sanders wants free community college, free daycare, free universal pre-kindergarten. We also know he wants to get more people on Medicare while opening new coverage to existing Medicare recipients to get dental, vision, and hearing care. In the past, he has called for a $2,000 stimulus check, but he's been very, very quiet on the topic of stimulus checks as of late. I actually called Senator Sanders' office a couple of times today to find out why he discussed stimulus checks so much and then more than doubled the stimulus package and then went quiet on stimulus checks. I didn't get very far, but I'm trying, right? My first call was a voicemail where I left a very detailed and well-articulated message for Senator Sanders. My next call, I was told that I can't keep calling them because I'm not a resident of Vermont. So I'm trying to get through for my community, but I'm being blocked because I live in Utah. Now, I've also reached out here locally to my local House representative and my 2 state senators, but as of right now, nobody's calling me back. Representative Ayanna Presley is in a media fight with Senator Kristen Sinema over not backing the Biden agenda. She told Sinema no one cares about her or Washington, D.C. procedures. They care about impact. Now, I would agree. People don't really care about all of the procedures, right? But they want to know, how is this going to impact me? How's this going to impact my family, my country, my children, and my finances? So far, the impact I'm seeing from reading comments from you in the community is that everything's more expensive. We need financial help now. Rent has gone way up. We're struggling to put food on the table. We need a stimulus check. The stimulus package only helps people with kids. Seniors and those on fixed income have been ignored, right? So I want you guys to know I hear you. I hear you. I try to base my research around what you're saying. I make phone calls to people in Congress to try to help you. So I'm not kidding when I say the people need to know, of the $3.5 trillion, how much of that is helping them now, not 5 years from now, okay? If you're not calling your members of Congress, I would highly recommend that. You need to get your voice heard. I'm just one guy trying to help you and trying to make those calls on your behalf. By the way, thank you guys so much for giving these videos a like. I really appreciate it, and I just love bringing you guys the news. All right, well, the hottest thing in the news right now is General Milley. And not because he skipped his interview with Congress about the Afghanistan pullout, but because it has come to the people's attention that he held secret phone calls with the Chinese military about the United States, and being willing to give them a heads up if the U.S. was about to attack them. So here's the backstory. General Milley in fall of last year called his Chinese counterpart to tell them that U.S. democracy was strong. After the Capitol 6 breach, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi broke the chain of command and went to the Pentagon to see whether what the nuclear weapons protocol was. General Milley assured her that everything was fine, that there was no issue, right? He then made secret phone calls to China to tell them that if the United States were to attack China, that he would give them a heads up, since they've come to know each other over the past 5 years. Now, CNN and MSNBC are saying that Milley broke command and went behind Trump's back as chief of the military to assure China that they were safe. He's being called a hero for breaking the chain of command in the military. Now, on every other news site, they are saying this guy may have committed treason for going behind the president's back, breaking military chain of command, and telling the Chinese military about our military plans. Now, I'm not here to tell you what to think, but this is a story that's getting a lot of attention, and you need to be aware of it because it could have massive consequences, or we could find General Milley getting a medal, some kind of award for this. I'm going to let you decide what to think of this story. All right, now on the other side of the country, Governor Gavin Newsom will remain Governor Gavin Newsom, as a majority of Californians voted no when it came to his recall. The Video Music Awards is hemorrhaging viewers. In 2011, the MTV VMA Awards had 12.3 million viewers. The new viewer data came out from the show just a few days ago, and only 600,000 people watched. So in 10 years, they went from 12.3 million viewers to 600,000 viewers. This is a huge loss, and people at MTV should be saying, why don't people want to watch our music awards show? I didn't know that until this morning. So I guess they want their rules to apply to us, but not to them. So, all right, this is my update for today. As I know more, I will definitely come on and share more. A lot could be coming out of this White House meeting between the president and the top 2 Democrat senators that oppose the $3.5 trillion spending package. If you are not calling your senators and House representatives about a stimulus check, you need to pick up the phone. I'm doing everything I can to bring you good information, help you out with some additional money with my giveaways, and also calling people on your behalf, but you need to do your part. I appreciate you being in my community, and I'll see you on the next video.